Hey, what's going on, big green egg brothers and sisters out there in barbecue land? Today, we're gonna throw at you a little something different, and we're actually gonna use something that isn't big green egg related, but stay with me. You'll see how this works. We do incorporate the egg into our cook. We are going to do a classic Maine dish tonight, and that is steamed lobster.
Wicked good.
If you've had lobster in a restaurant before, you know it's delicious, but it's also super expensive. You can get it and make it at your home if you have access to fresh lobster. You can even get it shipped to you overnight pretty much anywhere in the United States from Maine. We're just gonna take you through the basics on how to cook it, and we are gonna use a big old pot to do that with our propane burner, but we are gonna use the egg to incorporate something a little special. Stay tuned. So first things first, when you're cooking a lobster, you have two options. You can boil it or you can steam it. Boiling a lobster would basically be like cooking spaghetti. You put the lobster right in the boiling pot and bada bing, bada boom. In my opinion, you lose a lot of that seafood, oceany flavor. When you steam it, you preserve that because you're not boiling it off. So first things first, get a couple cups of water, put it in your pot so you got a couple inches. You're gonna wanna make it taste like the ocean. So we take salt and we make a little salt brine out of it. Next little trick you want to do, and I know it might be sacrilege to put beer in your water, but you definitely want to take a Corona, pop the top, and add it to the mix. Once everything's in there, just give it a quick stir. So you're basically just going to want to stir that up enough to dissolve the salt. And once this is good, you want to light your burner and get this nice and hot. While we're heating up the water for the lobsters, we're going to pull in the big green egg. I told you we were going to use it.
Yeah.
What we're going to use the big green egg to do is actually melt down our butter that we're going to dip our lobsters in when we're eating them. And we're going to use the big green egg and a small Lodge cast iron pan to do this so that we can actually absorb some smoky flavor into the butter. But there's a little trick that you have to do to make this work. What you want to do is make sure your egg is about 200 degrees and add wood chips in to an already melted butter pan. Let me show you what I mean. What I've done is I've already melted down a stick of butter in this pan so that I have maximum surface area to absorb the smoke. We're gonna put some wood pellets in our big green egg to get a real hot and heavy smoke, and we're gonna set this in there and just let this absorb that smoke flavor. We're just gonna sprinkle some pellets right in there onto the hot coals. We're gonna put our grate back in. It don't really matter if you're doing this direct or indirect. It really doesn't matter. Probably indirect would be better, but we're just gonna throw this right on the grill. I'm gonna close that up, open the vent just a tad to get some airflow going, and voila, we should have a very smoky flavor of that butter. Once you got a good smoke rolling, you don't want to overcook this butter, so we're actually going to shut both of the vents to put the fire out completely. We just don't want to scorch that butter, but we want it to absorb some of that smoke. You know the expression, a watch pot never boils? That's true. Red Solo cup.
Smoke showing, bub.
What is going on? It is time. We're going to add the lobsters. We're doing 6 because that's enough for me and one of my other friends. Sorry, guys. When you do the steaming method, it kills them almost instantaneously. As long as this is at a rolling boil, it's a very humane way to dispatch the lobster. Is it sad? Yes, but if you eat any meat-based proteins, something had to give its life for it. That's my PSA for it. Lobster's a very healthy dish though, if you think about it. It lived its entire life in the ocean, not in a cage, enjoying eating garbage off the bottom of the ocean. Fun fact, Maine's constitution actually forbids lobsters be served in the prison system because back in the day when they had a prison on an island, they were feeding these to the prisoners and it was considered inhumane. They were eating so many of them. So we are going to cook these for 15 minutes for the first pound and then 3 minutes after that for each additional pound. We bought 1.25 pounds. They are the cheaper type. They're just as good. And so we're going to be cooking them for like about 16 minutes. Yes, sir. So how do you know when the lobsters are done? Well, your timer goes off, but you can also tell by the way they look. Now, contrary to popular belief, lobsters are not red in their natural habitat. They're actually like a dark brown. But once they're done being cooked, similar to their other crustacean cousins, the shrimps, they do turn a beautiful red color. So as you can see, these lobsters are done. And if you've never seen a Maine lobster, you should know that they have 2 claws. They actually have claws, not like the ones down south in the Caribbean. Now that's a proper lobster cook-off right there, bub.
Yes, sir, bub.
Can't wait. These things smell unbelievable. Can't wait to dig in. What we're going to do is take some of that smoked butter, draw it off into one of our little containers, and start dipping away. This is going to be good. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this short video. It really isn't hard to cook a lobster at all, but as you can see, the results are pretty amazing and they taste even better. We'll catch you on the flip side, but until then, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Stay safe out there.